Seems as if I have a quorum. Where did we leave off? We're in the PZ items. Do any of my colleagues have any PZ item that they would like to pull for discussion before I group them together? You don't? Nope. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Hi. We did 1 through 14 so far. Okay. Wait, we have 15, 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, and 32. I thought you read them all. You didn't read the PZ items? I did. It's on.
Now they're on.
I'm sorry. I could have sworn you read these items before we broke for lunch. Todd?
I just read the first and second readings. We hadn't done the PZs.
So we will need to reconsider that vote, right?
No, I could just read them. I just have to read them, but just tell me which ones to read.
We did,
Oh, no, I want to make sure that procedurally we're okay,
We,
right? That we voted on something that is being read into the record first, the way it normally works.
Todd, is that?
So as our city
okay,
attorney,
well, we passed PZ1, which didn't need to be read into the record.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
we also passed PZ4, 5, 6, 7, 13, and 14. So you would need to read 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, and 14.
Okay.
4, 5, 13, and 14.
So just because Commissioner Diaz de la Portilla is making me doubt myself. If you could take the vote again after I
can do
read,
that.
I would appreciate it.
No problemo.
Okay, thank you.
You're very weak, you know that?
And he's just, we just an abundance of caution.
You're always the abundance of caution lawyer here, so,
You're calling me out on it, so I see
I'm
it.
just learning from the best.
I was living dangerously for a second, and it's better that we just read the ordinance again. Okay, so PZ4, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending ordinance number 10544 as amended the future land use map of the Miami Comprehensive Neighborhood Plan pursuant to small-scale amendment procedures subject to section 1633187 Florida statutes by changing the future land use designation from medium-density multifamily residential to general commercial of the acreage described herein of real property at 131 Northwest 75th Street, 134 Northwest 76th Street, 120 Northwest 76th Street, 139 Northwest 75th Street, 7521 Northwest First Court, 7531 Northwest First Court, 115 Northwest 75th Street, 7510 Northwest First Avenue, and 7522 Northwest First Avenue, Miami, Florida, is more particularly described in Exhibit A attached and incorporated, making findings and providing for an effective date. That was PZ4. PZ5, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T5R Urban Center Zone Restricted to T680 Urban Core Zone Open of the property generally located at 131 Northwest 75th Street, 134 Northwest 76th Street, 120 Northwest 76th Street, 139 Northwest 75th Street, 7521 Northwest First Court, 7531 Northwest First Court, 115 Northwest 75th Street, 7510 Northwest First Avenue, and 7522 Northwest First Avenue, Miami, Florida, more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. PZ6, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending ordinance number 10544 as amended the future land use map of the Miami Comprehensive Neighborhood Plan pursuant to small-scale amendment procedures subject to section 1633187 Florida statutes by changing the future land use designation from medium-density multifamily residential and light industrial to general commercial of the acreage described herein of real property at 14 Northwest 75th Street, 7409 Northwest Miami Court, 7450 North Miami Avenue, and 7401 Northwest Miami Court, Miami, Florida, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings and providing for an effective date. PZ7, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T5R Urban Center Zone Restricted and D1 Workplace District Zone to T680 Urban Core Zone Open of the properties generally located at 14 Northwest 75th Street, 7409 Northwest Miami Court, 7450 North Miami Avenue, and 7401 Northwest Miami Court, Miami, Florida, more particularly described in Exhibit A, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. PZ13, PZ13, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended more specifically by amending Article 1 titled Definitions, amending Article 4, Table 6 titled Frontages, amending Table 8 titled Definitions Illustrated, amending Article 5 titled Specific to Zones, to modify sections 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, and 5.8, further amending Article 8 titled Thoroughfares and Article 9 titled Landscape Requirements to clarify and introduce new frontage-related definitions, allow architectural and frontage flexibility in specified circumstances within T5, T6, and CIHD transit zones, update and introduce new definition illustrations, modify minimum height requirements within T5 and T6, and allowing additional site trees placement flexibility containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. And PZ 14, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of City of Miami, Florida, as amended more specifically by amending Article 7, Section 7.2.1, titled Procedures and Nonconformities Generally to allow structures containing a nonconforming use to resume such use when the structure is declared unsafe and the owner diligently complies with the timeframes in the unsafe structure order, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I have a motion.
I'll move it.
There was already a motion and a second. All you need to do is vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? I only said that because I was told I never say anyone against. So that's just,
Keep on reading.
I think I know where that came from.
but why would I say anybody against when we all said yes? I don't know, but, someone said that to me.
Madam Chair, shall we request that she reads the next one, 20, 23, 24, 25, 28?
Wait, I think we have,
Before you do that, Madam Chair.
is there any of the remaining items that anyone would like to have for discussion? Because my colleague over here said,
I think Commissioner Carvalho may have one.
D1, we could bring in at the next meeting.
okay, so do I have a motion to defer D1?
Move it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 D1 is deferred until the first meeting in September.
Right.
Uh,
I believe we have still to go PZ 15, 23, 20.
Well, my issue was, I believe it's your, PZ 22, there was some conversations that I've heard that may be brought up even though it was deferred.
PC 22 was,
PZ 22.
That one was deferred
that was the
to,
third.
It was deferred, but to bring it back up perhaps and vote it.
Yeah, well, that was staff.
The staff has spoken to me, that's
The
why.
answer that I was given was that, at least as I understood, was that the applicant was satisfied. But that's not what I understand, that the applicant is satisfied with the deferral.
Yes, sir. So I did speak to the representative that's here today. He's able to speak, Mr. Gonzalez. We did discuss that there are two applications with this request, a special appearance and then also the special exception, sir.
so wait a minute, is this deferred or not? Are we
So-
undeferring it?
This is the problem that this item has
We know.
drawn opposition from the public.
We know the issue. I had a conversation with Mr. Gonzalez on the break. What I'm requesting is that we bring it back and have the conversation. Mr. Gonzalez had requested that, I think in all fairness, that we should at least not defer it till the 28th.
So do we have a motion?
Bring it back.
Do we have,
I move it.
Second.
I have moved it to bring it back.
Well, it's a motion, there's a second to bring
Okay.
it back.
so all in
Reyes,
favor?
Carrillo?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we will bring back PZ 22 is in play, and we're going to discuss that one. So do I have a consensus to move any of the other PZ items, 15, 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, and 32?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Chair, just for the record, PZ 15 is as amended,
As amended.
and 15,
I have to
23,
read.
24, 25, 28, and 29 are all ordinances. What about 21? And did you want to throw in 32 for good measure?
Wait a
PZ
minute, you haven't read these?
Yeah, they read. You read them already. Oh, you haven't read them, so she needs to read them.
I only read the ones that
Okay, I thought you had read them. Go ahead and read them.
Okay, so,
And
please
then,
go
and-
ahead
Wait,
and,
wait, before we, just for clarity, we also haven't addressed PZ 21.
You have a what?
Huh?
You have a what?
PZ
PZ
21, we
21.
haven't, she
Okay.
rattled, we read off a bunch of numbers,
All right,
but
all right.
21
I have an
wasn't.
Okay,
idea.
I see. It-
Well, why don't you just read everything,
read it, and then we'll
and then we'll take it up.
take it
Okay?
up.
All right, so.
Everything. Until the
So you
last.
have to
Right,
start
but-
on 15.
So I just, to not read, because it triggers stuff, PZ 23, you want me to, PZ 24, 25,
28, 29, 32.
32. Okay.
Right, you
so
don't
I'll
have to read
all
into
that.
the record 21 and 22.
Right, and then I'm starting back at PZ 15, which is the next one I have to read. An ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by amending Article 3 titled General to Zones, Section 3.4 titled Density and Intensity Calculations to clarify density standards in certain transit locations, and by amending Article 3 titled General to Zones, Section 3.1.4 titled Public Benefits Program, and Article 5 titled Specific to Zones, Illustration 5.5 titled General Urban Transit Zones to allow bonus building height and modifications to the development standards in specified areas within T5 Urban Center Transit Zone in exchange for public benefits and other specified enhancements, and to clarify existing D1 bonus height containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. That was PZ 15. PZ 23. PZ 23, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T50 Urban Center Transit Zone Open Northern portion and T4R General Urban Transit Zone Restricted Southern portion to T50 Urban Center Transit Zone Open Northern and T40 General Urban Transit Zone Open Southern portion of the property generally located at 3030 Southwest 22nd Street, Miami, Florida, more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. PZ 24, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending ordinance number 10544 as amended the future land use map of the Miami Comprehensive Neighborhood Plan pursuant to small-scale amendment procedures subject to section 163-3187 Florida statutes by changing the future land use designation from low-density restricted commercial to restricted commercial of the acreage described herein of real property located at 205 and 219 Southwest 8th Avenue, 766 Southwest 2nd Street, and 779 Southwest 3rd Street, Miami, Florida, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. PZ 25, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T4L General Urban Zone Limited to T5L Urban Center Zone Limited of the property generally located at 205 and 219 Southwest 8th Avenue, 766 Southwest 2nd Street, and 779 Southwest 3rd Street, Miami, Florida, is more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated. Further, accepting the voluntarily proffered covenant in a form acceptable to the city attorney, a draft of which is attached and incorporated as Exhibit B, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. Is the covenant updated for PZ 25? Then PZ 28. PZ 28, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending ordinance number 10544 as amended the future land use map of the Miami Comprehensive Neighborhood Plan pursuant to small-scale amendment procedures subject to section 163-3187 Florida statutes by changing the future land use designation from duplex residential to public parks and recreation of the acreage described herein of real property located approximately 3699 Southwest 1st Avenue and 3701 Southwest 1st Avenue, Miami, Florida, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. PZ 29, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission with attachments amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T30 Suburban Transit Zone Open to CS Civic Space Zone for the property located at approximately 3699 Southwest First Avenue and 3701 Southwest First Avenue, Miami, Florida, as more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. And then PZ 32, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending the zoning atlas of ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended by changing the zoning classification from T624AO Urban Core Transit Zone Open to T624BO Urban Core Transit Zone Open of the property generally located at 1635 North Miami Avenue, Miami, Florida, more particularly described in Exhibit A, attached and incorporated, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date.
On all the items that have been read by our city attorney, do I have a motion, or do you have questions? Oh, I'm sorry, you're the vice chairman. I didn't see that you were there. I just want, you were slow to get to the microphone.
That was a coup.
I didn't see you there.
I move it.
Then we wait for you, Commissioner.
There's a motion, I move it.
Commissioner Reyes,
I'll second it
and second by Commissioner Diaz-Portillo.
as amended.
Then we're back to
Well, look, not to help you, let me aid you in your chairman duties. Clerk wants to ask you something.
My apologies, Vice Chair. So I just want to make sure, this isn't for PZ 21 and 22. The motion that's on the floor is for PZ 15, the items that City Attorney read into the record. So it'd be,
That's what
okay,
was said.
excluding PZ 21 and 22. I'm sorry, and then put
No,
PZ...
no, 21 and 22 are not in play yet. This
Right,
was,
no, that's what I'm clarifying. And so with PZ 15 being amended.
Yeah, I'll second that.
No, sir, my apologies for the interruption.
any further discussions or comments from this body? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Passes unanimously. 21, Madam City Attorney.
that one is, PZ 21 is an exception.
Doesn't have to be read.
It doesn't have to be read, no.
Okay, I move it.
I'll second it.
Been moved by Commissioner Reyes, second by Commissioner Diaz-Portillo. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It passes unanimously. Okay, 22 that we're bringing back.
I'm bringing back 22.
Sir,
My name is Alfredo Gonzalez. I'm an attorney with Gunster with offices at 600 Brickell Avenue, 35th floor. And I'm here on behalf of Jorge Suarez Menendez, who is the owner of this property at 1900 Brickell Avenue. There were two things our client wanted to accomplish. Number one was the determination of the covenants that have been recorded because they're no longer viable or reasonable based on the zoning. And number two, they filed a companion application for an exception to do some work in the property. As it turns out, if we do away with the covenants today, we would still have those restrictions in the special exception that was approved. So what we want to do is amend the exception application we have to include a modification of the use to allow for general office, and secondly, the termination of these covenants. And I think staff is in agreement with that process. We would just like to make sure that that gets done by the 28th.
Yeah.
Madam Chairwoman, if I can address the commission.
Please do.
So I have spoken to the applicant representative, and we're working on that timeline to get to the first PZAP meeting in September. And so once this is heard before PZAP, then the covenant can be released, and everything will be able to line up with the votes accordingly. So PZAP is the decision-making body for the exception. Special appearance is brought before commission for the decision, sirs.
But it's not the decision-making body. It's the body. It's not binding, right?
The exception, the way the code is written on this one, sir, that.
is?
Yes, they will be the final decision makers
Okay.
for the exception,
So-
sir.
So can I move it?
So with the special appearance, I think it's at the will of the commission if you guys want to move it today.
So I want to go ahead and move it.
Been moved.
PZ 22.
22? Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anything else?
Pocket items.
All the pockets.
We have, oh, okay, wait a minute. There's a budget presentation. No, we didn't. We had the millage, but there's a budget presentation. So let's have the budget presentation now.
What budget presentation?
It was, Chair, Commissioners, would be agenda item BU1.
It's the status of the current budget year.
Right,
and
the
then-
status.
And then the status of the budget process going forward.
Coming forward.
It's really just a,
Okay, while
Budget
we're
update.
waiting for that, if I could bring up the pocket item that I had for Coconut Grove?
Okay,
Commissioner, if you give me 30 seconds, I'll
she's here, right?
distribute it.
So let's get through, let's do our budget, and then we can do all our pocket items. Good afternoon, Maggie.
Good afternoon, Madam. It's okay.
Yeah, the resolution expressing no
Okay.
objection to the boundary modification of that special taxing district. But they have to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chair, Commissioners. I can get back, I can go to the summary instead of going to the detail. I'll go to the last slide. If you look at that last slide, it's a summary of where we are up to June 30th, 2023, which is we're about three-quarter of the fiscal year, because our fiscal year ends September 30th, 2023. So at this point, through June 30th, the revenue is exceeding expenditures by 31.9 million. We have a deficit in the internal service fund, which will be covered by the 31.9 million. We have a surplus of 24.1, and then part of the 24.1, based on our financial integrity principle, is for contingency emergencies, 5 million. We really actually have a 19 million surplus projected at this time. And just be reminded, that's a projection. And we also, based on our financial integrity principle for fund balance, we might not be able to use the surplus if we don't make we don't meet all the criteria for our fund balance. If I can entertain any questions you guys might have.
You said we do not meet all the
If we do not, we might not be able to use that surplus. We might have to put that towards the fund balance
Oh,
policy.
I understand, I
and
understand.
finance is doing that assessment now as we speak in terms of the year-end fund balance.
Okay, but it seems as if we're in pretty good shape.
At this point, yes.
Yes, okay.
What is the total amount that we presently have in the contingency reserve?
The emergency reserve that we have the contingency reserve of $5 million.
I'm saying altogether from past years.
Altogether, the general fund, I think, is 100 and...
Afternoon, Larry Spring, Chief Financial Officer. As of our last reporting
We
period,
asked you to come in, she was doing real good on her own.
we're good. As of our last reporting, I believe the number is 188 million.
Okay, so we have 188 million reserves.
Yes. We don't do it during the year, so that's as of September 30th, 2022.
That's and you sure on that?
Yes.
Okay. So you're over about 88 million from the 100 million I left after the financial crisis.
Wait,
Pretty good.
I didn't want to hear what you said. I heard financial crisis. We don't have those.
We did have a real
We
one.
did have one before. Yeah, we had a real one.
We we ended up with that with 100 million surplus.
Yeah.
That I left, and so this is real good that we're up to 188 million now.
Yes. And kind of to elaborate on what the manager said, so we're working on a projection. As you know, the financial integrity principles that requires that reserve is based on a 3-year average of our revenue, so we have to recalculate it every year. And obviously our revenues have been going up, so that may require that reserve requirement to go up as well.
I'd like to get right around 200 million at least.
We may be there. We may be there.
All right.
Probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll have something.
Very
Then you
good.
have to do what I asked you to do.
Say again, sir?
Then you will have to do what I asked you to do, which is tighten your belt, analyze our processes, and save as much as you can.
We strive to do that every year, sir.
I haven't seen any. I have not seen any. You know what I'm talking about because years back, you remember
Yes.
that you have was a performance improvement program?
Yes, I did.
Yes, and
The first one in history of the city.
that's right. You were doing that when I was implementing them at the school system, and I came here to get some feedback from you.
So you got the right team in place.
Huh?
You got the right team in place.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. So we need to, since we've had the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting, we can revisit RE5. May I have a motion for RE5?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that will be as amended?
As amended, motion carries. We have also remaining DI2, Sports and Recreation Facilities and Programming. Do we want to take that discussion item?
You want to defer that for September, so we get out of here?
It's really quick.
Okay.
I would love to I just want to put a statement on the record and see what you guys think about it.
Okay.
So I am bringing this item to your attention because I have received many communications from my constituents that indicate that our residents feel that they have not been heard. And I inherited a lot of projects that were already planned, like, for example, Morningside Park with the master plan. But I found that people were not 100% happy. And of course, no one's going to be 100% happy. But since I've been in office, I inherited these projects. And now I think that the community needs to be able to give their opinion regarding sports and recreation. And I am not only talking about the plan of how we envision our parks, but also how we implement our recreational programs. So what I am respectfully asking this body is that this conversation will adopt a pocket resolution to allow for the establishment of a Sports and Recreation Citizen Advisory Board so that we can bring more attention to our constituents. Why? Because I am sitting in my office and I am listening to pickle tennis, more baseball many times from children, that the sports and recreation programs, for example, had a training for pickleboard, but the pickleball was not there with the trainers. That we are having issues retaining recreational programs and also the coaches. So I think that an advisory board for our community to be heard would be great for trying to see exactly what the new families that have come to our community and the existing families want.
But are you afraid that this is going to open up Pandora's box?
No. There's no Pandora's box here.
Yes, that same Pandora box that he opened. You see, I know he's being facetious. You know, sometimes he thinks it's funny. You see, have you ever heard about the class clown? You see, every single class had one. But what I'm going to ask you is this. You see,
My dear Commissioner, I had the floor.
oh, you did? Oh, I thought you were making a comment.
No.
You see, well, keep
I have the floor,
so
Commissioner.
Keep the floor.
So let's keep the clowns in line. The Commissioner, I think I don't need a translator for my comments. I think you understood the polite statement that I made. The one thing that I do want is we're going to create another board out of so many that we have. That many don't meet. We can't even find people for them. And then some just were sunsetted out because they didn't meet. This one could be a very important board. And we should make sure that it's done in a way that people are truly going to work and it just doesn't fall apart. I think each of us should have one person that we name to this board, see how that works.
Of course, I agree.
I will gladly second your motion for it. The motion that I would like to hear is that we send it to the, is it done already here? Resolution? No, Berkey. Oh, that's, okay. That we send it to the city attorney to create it, have the manager go through it, and then we fine-tune it with your assistance to them and bring it back in the first meeting in September to officially vote on it.
I think that's perfect, and I want to add to that, Commissioner Reyes. This is something that is citywide. I'm going to tell you why. When we went to the opening of the Shenandoah Pool, 3 families that I knew from my district had moved to your district, and they were so happy and eager to see this pool. And I think that we are becoming more diverse. A lot of new families moved in. They want to see the right programs for the children. What I don't want to see within the city, Mr. Manager, is for us to spend resources, for example, training coaches and don't have courts to play. I want to make sure that we are in fine tune with what we want as a city of the future.
But Madam Chair, what I'm afraid is, and I'm being very blunt, you see?
I know you are.
Yes. What I'm afraid that we are going to create, and we're going to give power to people. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but that it's going to delay the project. One of the problems that you have that you don't have a pool in Morningside is everybody is, and it's lack of leadership in the person that sits in that chair. Because sometimes, I mean, I have the same problem in Shenandoah. You see, some people wanted one type of pool, or other people wanted another type of pool, and I made the final decision, and I said, this is it. Not everybody was happy, and you will never make everybody happy, never.
And I'm going through the same situation with the pool as well. But I'm thinking about qualified people that could help us filter. I'm going to give you an example. I got approached by one of the main professional coaches that worked at UM for a long time. And now this person is retired and she's concerned. So I am talking about people that could be qualified to be the voice for the community so we can get to please as many people as possible.
I quite don't understand what would be. Could you please try to develop it? And I mean, you have a concept. Conceptualize it and see what will be the power of that board, who they are going to, what it is, what they're going to be doing. I mean, everybody, every one of us will have a member of it. But I don't want a board that people from different different districts. Now that I am going to build, I'm building a new park, for example. I'm building a new park. Already I had my meeting, community meeting. There were different opinions there, majority rules, what the majority wants, and what was feasible at the time. The decision was made, the plans are done, and we are breaking ground in about a couple of months. You see? Or probably next month, because now we are looking for the person that's going to do it. You see? I mean,
so let's work the details, and then we'll bring it back in September.
Let me expound on what Commissioner Reyes
but
is
what
saying.
I don't want is a board to come and get in the middle of that, of that project, and then we'll delay the project going back
But
and
it's
forth.
for the
That's
recreational
what I'm
programs,
afraid.
it's not for, it's just for the recreational programs and sports
uh,
programs. We're not talking
Okay,
about the plans.
Sport programs, fine.
No, this has nothing to do with our park master plan, with the projects that we have ongoing. This is more, to be more efficient, for example, regarding an after-school sports program or coaching, training and paying for coaches that we need to make sure that then we're using. So let's say we train coaches for baseball, but the community doesn't want baseball. Then we're wasting money. So what I'm talking is about the sports and the recreational programs, not about what we're doing with the parks.
Right,
Well,
but
no, I
that,
think-
that all ties into the specific park. For example,
Development.
at Charles Hadley
Well,
Park,
they have to
we have an
direct it.
Optimist program
That's another
there,
part of it.
the Liberty City
got too many
Optimist.
parks coming on board.
And that program is operated by a
That's exactly what I'm
nonprofit, and
aquí
their
10 años,
regulations,
vamos a poner de acuerdo,
they
y te voy a decir
regulate
qué es lo que tú vas
the
a poner en el
program,
parque.
not Parks and Recreation or not a board.
Like the one that I have at Berwick Park.
Right.
Yeah, no,
So,
I totally
and
understand.
then
Well,
to
they-
create a board, I echo what Commissioner Reyes is saying, that you have a board that's made up of representatives from the five of us, but then you have someone from D5 weighing in on something happening in other districts, and they're not really versed with it.
Well-
And that might,
Yeah, but Commissioner, this is very simple. Commissioner Coble put down that it would be an advisory board.
It's an advisory board.
That's all that it is. If you remember my statements early on in the day, I echo what Commissioner Reyes said and more, because right now, he's got that big park that, in Shenandoah, but I got numerous ones that are coming. So, we can be slowed down in those parks. But at the same time, I will say to you, having grown up in Chicago as a kid, I will tell you that one of the most important things that a city can do is have ample and adequate sporting facilities to get kids involved. You get them involved in sports, they're not going to be involved in crime, in drugs, and other things. So I compliment you for that idea. And with the guidelines that I mentioned, you know, I'm ready to move forward. If you want to call the question, Chairman.
yes. So do I have a motion?
I'll move
Yes, it
it.
was moved by Commissioner Cobo, second by Commissioner Croy.
All in favor?
Aye.
With the amendment,
That's
that
only
we
an
don't
advisory.
open Pandora's box.
That's right.
Right.
It is only an advisory board.
It's an
And that
advisory
doesn't
board.
have- I do understand, you know, that an advisory board that analyzes the type of sports that we need and also organizes, you know, city leagues and all of that, that is fantastic.
Yes.
Only sports.
Can I,
That is fantastic, but having their hands on my projects, no.
can I suggest one minor amendment? September's
Absolutely.
a really kind of
Busy
do it in
month,
October.
busy
yes.
month. Can we push it to the first meeting in October?
That's okay.
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 I
Okay.
believe now what we have remaining are pocket
Well,
items.
we haven't voted on this,
Let's vote on it first.
Oh,
okay? Let's vote
I have a
on it.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
okay. I
Okay,
have a
so
pocket
that
item.
handled, I'm sorry, Commissioner, really quick, that handled Commissioner Covo's discussion item that was also the pocket resolution of the Sports and Recreation Advisory Board. So that was
That's what it
PI
was. That's what it
2.
was.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pocket item, which one?
2.
2.
Now,
Okay.
Madam City Attorney, can you read the resolution for the pocket item that I have for Coconut Grove?
Yes, so pocket item 7, having to do with Natoma Manor. A resolution of the Miami City Commission expressing no objection to the boundary modification of the Natoma Manor's roving security guard special taxing district, to which the City of Miami has no administrative, legal, or financial obligations associated with the district, providing for transmittal and providing for an effective date. As you know, this area has a little roving security guard patrol, and they need to add another property to this roving patrol. But that needs to be through a process in Miami-Dade County. It has to go to the tax assessor, then an interlocal comes back to us. So this is just like the first step in trying to get this on a ballot or whatever Miami-Dade County has to do in their process for the roving taxing district.
Okay, Commissioner, do you have a pocket?
I
item?
do.
Okay,
I don't know what number, I don't know what.
Voted on it.
That's right.
Let's vote on this one
you
first.
want to vote on this one?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay,
Do I have a motion?
I'll move it. A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that's pocket item 7.
That is.
And then
Okay,
So I have a-
Commissioner,
That was 7, and then we did 2 before.
I have a pocket item, I don't know what number, Vicky.
your pocket item 9.
I'm pocket item 9.
Wait, but we don't have, Commissioner Corey, are you doing pocket item 8? You were saying maybe?
No.
So he would be pocket
No,
item,
No, 8.
no, 8, so that would be pocket item number 8.
Okay, so pocket item number 8, renamed, renumbered.
Renumbered.
Renumbered,
sorry.
pocket item number 8. Okay, how would you guys like to, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 remaining as pocket items.
We can take them together, I have no problem.
Pardon?
2 you
have no
did, 2
problem.
you
Right,
did.
we did 2 already,
we
so
did.
it's 1,
So it's-
3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
I'll move them.
And I would like to
second.
co-sponsor 4.
Okay.
Chair, my
Yes.
apologies. PI 6 is just a discussion item.
So we'll pull that one and move all the other ones,
So
You don't
we'll-
need to vote on it.
Okay,
okay?
so 1, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Do I have a motion?
Mine is included.
I
in
moved
there.
it, yes, I
Yes.
moved it, and Commissioner Reyes seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pocket items carried. Now, we have PI 6 extreme heat discussion.
Okay.
Which could also be very brief. I think that you guys are also experiencing complaints and requests from your district, but I've gotten a lot of emails this week. We already heard what some of the supporters to ask the administration to explore more initiatives that could be creative and could help us with what could become a heat emergency. So what I wanted to request a manager today, and I am not sure if he's around. Mr. Manager. What I wanted to request the manager today with this discussion item is to explore a program like we do with hurricane season, for the rainy season, and for the summers, to see how we can be more creative. I got a suggestion from an article that I read about Sevilla. In Sevilla, they go to 114 Fahrenheit. That's the temperature that they're living. And they are working with some sprinkle systems, which are super similar to the ones that we see in Disney, for example. And they lower like by 10. I also saw, I also would love to have, for example, on Grand Avenue, and I would love to urge the county at some point to get more trees. We did the Goombay Festival, and people were passing out from heat because we don't have enough trees on Grand Avenue. So these are things that not only beautify our community, but that they keep our community safe. The other thing that has been brought to my attention, we are a city that thrives with construction. Our construction workers many times are not protected. So I think that this is something that we also should take into consideration to make sure that we don't continue seeing our seniors suffer from the heat. Sometimes they walk to the supermarket and they don't have cooling stations. So I think that this is something that not only affects my district, but all of us.
Absolutely. I have, for District 5, we have a tree canopy program, and I'd like Director Santana to come and explain that, because I recognize that there is a crisis. Before we had all of these heat advisories, I put that in place maybe last year, correct?
So, good afternoon, Chairwoman, Commissioners. So last year, as part of the capital appropriation during the budgetary process, there was monies that were moved from the tree trust plan into a capital project, and we have initiated and started using that money to plant trees throughout the city. So currently, we're in District 3 and District 5, and we have programs for the entire city.
Madam Chair, for example, to add to what you said, I cannot take my children to my district's parks right now during the summer until it's like 6 p.m. Because unfortunately, the way that we have designed them, they have no shade. Regatta Park right here, and I invite you, all of you guys, to walk Regatta Park. could be a beautiful place for picnics. But we cannot do a picnic in Regatta Park because it has a beautiful tree landscape surrounding, but nowhere else. So I think that it's time for us to revisit the way that we are designing our parks. And Juvenal, I would love to have the tree canopy on my district as well, please. But we need it.
Madam Chair? Yes. Why don't we you take this as a directive to the manager to analyze the needs of parks and needs of trees? I have been planting in my, I don't plant them. In my district, bunch of trees, I'm close to 3,000, because I had asked for it. You see?
We could do trees,
But,
community gardens, splash pads.
That should be a directive, and you have a point that some of our parks, they don't have no shade. For example, if the kids are playing and the parents want to sit, sometimes they don't even have benches, that they are protected. You see, we need to look into that. But I think that should be a directive to our administration to look into that.
I agree. I agree.
Okay?
So do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Second?
It's a directive.
It's, but, you know,
Directive.
we
You
gotta,
can vote on it just to give it more oomph.
They give it more power.
More power, yeah, more power.
so I have a motion and a second for the directive of the manager to explore options for our parks
And I'll
And-
move, I'll
and
move it
the
again if
city-
you want to give it more power. I'll move it
and the
again.
city
And the seating.
in general to come up with creative solutions to address this extreme heat that we are experiencing.
Okay?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I believe that will,
Madam Chair, just 30 seconds, I'm sorry, I just wanted to clarify, your resolution, I think we may have described it before, I just wanted to confirm that it was the bird key for the county to acquire bird key.
yes.
I just wanted to make sure that was described. PI 3 had to do with the parks fence master plan and changes that have to be done to that. I wanted to confirm about PI 5 had to do with the local option and the manager having authority to negotiate that so that we don't lose out on any monies based on what happened at the county. And then PI 1 was just clarifying for Allen Morris Park that we're going to get indemnification up to $750,000 and that the park will be opened up as well as soon as possible with regard to the developers that are going to make it accessible to the public. So I think we covered everything.
Thank you. And that will conclude the City of Miami Commission meeting for July 27, 2023. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your summer, and we will see you in September.
And have a very
Next
nice
meeting?
vacation, all of you
Next
guys.
meeting is when?
September.
Enjoy
September
your
what?
stuff. Okay? Enjoy. Have fun. ¿Tú no te vas a dar